Hey, we're back with Alliance War Season 25, War number 2, and we're coming at you with Omega Red, Sabretooth, and Black Widow Claire Voyant. And of course, with this team, that means we have Suicides back on. So we're going to do a quick scout of our path. We've got a Terrax up first, followed by a Mole Man, Elsa Bloodstone. We're going to be taking Path 5 the entire way today. Killmonger on Footloose. Got a Magic there, which is pretty good placement. I haven't seen that before. Nova, pretty common. And then a couple of Apocalypses. There's a nice Nick Fury there. I think I'll probably take that. Pretty decent placement. I think this is all pretty good stuff. We're going to jump right into it with this Terrax fight. Now, this fight, initially I was thinking I would take it with Omega Red. But the more I thought about it, I thought Black Widow Claire Voyant would be the better option here. Terrax is a larger, extra large champion, obviously, so he does benefit from the Protect. But even with Suicides on, I wasn't too worried about it. That was another argument to use Omega Red, because every time I knock him down, Omega Red would have purified that Protect if he had triggered it, because Omega is a larger, extra large. But either way, I used Black Widow, and I boost up pretty big for this fight. I think I throw on all 3 boosts that I can. And to be honest, I haven't fought Terrax in War in a while. I don't remember the last time I had fought him, but I'm pretty familiar with his abilities because I have a 6-star that I place on defense. So I'm pretty aware of what he can and can't do and how the rock field works. So I wasn't too worried about the fight. He's bleed immune, so we're going to get some of our charges here by hitting him with our heavy attack. And you can see we're not triggering Protect, so we're really not hitting that hard. I'm not worried about it. The Special 2 hits a lot, so not one of those hits is going to trigger Protect. We get our Fury because we've knocked him down. We're on a pretty good pace right now. He's already at 50% health. There was a Special 1. I'm going to hold my block. I'm going to hold my block and wait this out. Right here, though, I don't know what happened. I thought I was still holding block. It looked like he broke through it. And then he does the same thing again right here. I'm just sitting there holding block, waiting for this rock field to expire. And it looked like he went through it twice. I don't know if I had maybe let go with my thumb. Maybe I had released the screen. I don't know if that was on me. I don't know if that was a game thing. But for some reason, he went through me twice, and 2 combos finished me off. So that is a very early death. It's the first death for the entire Alliance in War, which is a horrible feeling. I'm not sure what happened. I could have sworn I was blocking. I don't know. Terrax definitely doesn't have any ability that allows him to break through a block. So it wasn't that. I'm going to chalk it up to me making a mistake. Probably I must have done something wrong. I must have released the screen slightly, but it happened twice, so it didn't seem like that was what happened. Either way, we go in again with Black Widow to try to finish this dude off. And, this time it's the same thing. We're kind of waiting for that rock field to expire, so we're backing off a little bit. We're heavy attacking to get that Fury up. We're not triggering Protect, so we're not worried about that. We throw the Special 2 here, get some healing back from it, knock him down. We do trigger the Protect right there, actually. So he's got double Protect now from the global and from the node on our path. But we knock him down here to get our Fury back up. We're waiting out the rock field. Everything's going according to plan this time. I'm not worried about the Protect. We're just going to power through it. And we take him down. We take him down, and that was really simple. That was how the first fight was supposed to go. I don't know how he went through my block twice. I may have made a mistake. I don't know. It's a very, very frustrating death, and it cost me, obviously, a revive and a lot of potions. So, did not feel great. Was not a great start, but we're going to power through it. We're going to continue on, and we're going to take this Mole Man with Omega Red. And he's on the Ebb and Flow knockdown node again. We're still boosted up, so this should be a pretty quick and easy fight for Omega. We're going to hit into him a few times here with a combo before we knock him down with a heavy attack, which I do right there. I was a little late, so I got a little lucky. But we lock in the spores. We're not going to hit him a lot. We're going to wait for him to come back at us. And we need to lock in the spores again. I should have done it right there. I don't know why I didn't. I think I was a little worried that he would shrug it off because the protection was about to come back. So I played it safe. I didn't want to try to hurry through that heavy and risk him purifying the stun. And now it's basically just, you know, wait this out. He throws a special, which I did not want right there because I lost my death spores. We're going to throw the special 3 here to get a little bit of healing. This is probably not the best time to throw the special 3. I should have held it a little bit. I thought it might finish him if I got lucky. It actually came pretty close. The protection came back though, 5% health, so we're going to go back in here with a nice little combo. We're not going to hit into his block. We get to 10 death spores, and they're going to kill him with him standing there. And we get a full yellow bar of health. So full attack bonus achieved. Perfect Omega fight, 44 hits. I was never worried about that. That's a pretty standard fight for Omega Red. So definitely an ideal fight right there, and we're going to follow it up with an Elsa Bloodstone on the steady build-up Fury, heavy hitter, and power alternator node. And again, perfect fight for Omega Red. This person is also running suicides, I believe. So we definitely needed to use a mutant champion here, which is why I took the fight. You can see she is bleeding, but because we are a mutant, we're not going to take that degen damage. We're going to heavy here, lock in the death spores, dex her special 1, pretty easy. The death spores are building up really quick now. We've locked in 19, and this fight ends so insanely fast. We still have a full yellow bar of health, and yeah, pretty straightforward fight again for Omega Red. 14 hits, really nothing to it, not much to say about it. So that's going to carry us into Section 2. So this is where we're going to take magic. For the first time in a while, I don't think I've ever actually seen magic on Path 5 with the Ebb and Flow Intercept node, but it makes sense, right? This is pretty smart placement. The longer this fight goes on, the more she's going to trigger Limbo, and she's Sig 200, so that Limbo damage is going to be pretty big, unless you use Omega Red. And as long as I push her into Limbo with a tentacle attack, which is a medium or a heavy attack, we're not going to take that Limbo damage because Omega Red bypasses that, which makes him a perfect counter for this fight. I don't mind if this fight lasts a long time. I will be taking damage from her Limbo when she throws a special, like you can see right there, but it's minimal. It's 5%. I'm not worried about that. We're going to keep heavying, we're going to lock in the death spores, we're going to hit her as little as possible because we really don't need to hit her a lot. They're not running max limber, gives me a lot of time to throw that heavy, and you can just see how fast she's dropping down, even with that protection on. The timing is working out perfectly. She keeps running into me right as my degen's about to expire so I can reapply it without losing the death spores, and we've stayed at 18 the entire fight so far, and we've only hit her 19 times. It's about a minute into the fight. The only Limbo damage I've taken is from her specials, and that's equated to roughly only 10% of my health, which is fine. I don't mind that. We're boosted. You can see the Limbo damage coming back there. There's another 5% down. We lose 1 death spore because the timing wasn't perfect, but we heavy attack her to lock the degen in again and lock the death spores in. There we go. And one more time. We are going to go ahead and throw the special 3. We don't need the extra damage for it. If this doesn't kill her, the aftermath of it will, and it will heal us up a little bit, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. It's going to take her down to 3%, and the aftermath is going to do it and give us a little bit of healing. Super straightforward fight with Omega Red. I still think it's really good placement because if you don't use Omega Red, that fight can get very damaging and very dicey with a lot of Limbo damage. But it only took 41 hits for Omega, and it was absolutely textbook. I would have liked to lock in more death spores than 18, obviously, but that was super, super quick, and that was fine. So we move on to this Nova, and it's the Ebb and Flow Intercept Redoubled Determination node, and this is another Black Widow Claire Voyant fight. We're boosted up big. I thought this would be pretty straightforward, I've always taken Nova with Dr. Doom here in the past, and I definitely underestimated this fight without Dr. Doom. Let me just say that right off the bat. I think the main thing I underestimated was how much block damage I would be taking. Whenever I take this fight with Dr. Doom, I hardly ever notice the block damage, but that's because Doom has such a crazy high armor and crit resistance that the block damage really doesn't add up to a whole lot. You also see that I mistimed my dex on that special one, and I took that to the face. We just blocked this one. We're going to go ahead and throw the special 2 here, which gave him a lot more power than I was expecting. So we're going to have to block this thing as well, and that's a ton of block damage. And just like that, we're down to 40% health, and we're about a minute in. So that's a horrible, horrible start. I got really nervous as soon as I saw that, and I start losing confidence in my ability to dexterity his special 1. So at this point, I'm basically like kind of wondering if I need to go for an intercept to get rid of that protection. And even if I do, he's going to try to auto block it and possibly trigger the parry mastery, I believe. So you can see right there, I tried to go for a backdraft. He didn't go for it. We have to bait out this special 1. I throw the special 2, which threw into his block. Not smart. So we've got to bait out special 1 right here. We get the dex. Nice. Going for a combo. But this is not an ideal fight right now. This is a horrible start. We're dexing his special 1 better now, more consistently, which is great. But we're still so far behind in this fight, and he's auto-blocking things. Right there, I just barely missed the dex on the last part of the special 1, so that's just a big mistake by me. A lot of block damage from the combo. We throw our special 1 to try to get some healing back. With the recoil damage, it's barely healing us at all, because we're not dealing a lot of damage with it, obviously. She heals based on how much damage she deals, and that protect is definitely limiting how much damage we're dealing. So we're going to have to bait out another special 1 here. Pretty close to a special 2. Fortunately, we get it out, but you know, we're down to 15% health. We've managed to chip him down a pretty good amount for how poor this fight started. Again, we get a nice special 1 dexterity there. Throw the special 2, but this is going to push him up to 2 bars of power, and I know that this block damage is probably going to kill me, and it does. So there's our second death of the war with Black Widow Claire Voyant. This one was a little bit more on me. I would say the Terrax one, I'm still not sure what happened. This one was just my fault. This one was definitely me underestimating the fight and the damage I would take through the block. The redoubled determination came into play a little bit, I think, because I was applying that 1 bleed at the end of my combos. It was definitely giving him more power than I was used to. So you can see he has that bleed on him right now. And he does gain power, obviously, faster. Every time I end the combo, it applies that bleed. Right here, we're going to miss the dexterity on the special 1 again. And now we are in the same position we were the first time around. We're down to 45% health. We went for an intercept there. He auto-blocked it, obviously. We didn't get parried, fortunately. But we're still up in this fight, percentage-wise, but barely. And I'm starting to freak out because this is total deja vu from what happened the first time around, getting clipped by the special 1 and getting really, really low on our health. We throw the special 2 here. We get a little bit of healing back. The recoil takes it away. We just block the special 1 here because now we're so close to ending this fight. I don't need to take unnecessary risks. But at the same time, he's getting really stingy now with the special 1, and he's gaining power, obviously, by charging at us. Finally, he throws it. We have to bait out another one here. We do get the full dex this time. He's down to 3% health. We're going to go for it here. We're going to go all in to finish him off. And fortunately, we do. So we take him down on the second attempt. We only lose 1 attack bonus, fortunately, but definitely a fight that I struggled with. So good to know going forward. I probably will not use Black Widow Claire Voyant for that fight if he's there again. But ultimately, we get her down, and we move on and finish our path. So that's going to take us to the mini bosses now, where we have this enhanced special 1 Nick Fury, and he's a 5-star rank 5. We're going to use Omega Red here, and we check out his Sig level. He's only Sig 20, so he's going to degenerate pretty quick in his second life. We throw on a 30% health boost. We didn't boost up any bigger because I was so confident in this fight. Although I've died twice this war, both of them being with Black Widow Claire Voyant really didn't affect my confidence with Omega. He's probably the champion that I am the most confident with in the entire game, especially when I have suicides on. So right here, he throws a special 1, which I did not want. I was trying to block, but he threw it into my block a little bit. So we lose all of our death spores, and you know, that's basically the worst case scenario for Omega Red, is basically losing that chance to lock in more than 10 death spores. So not an ideal start. It's fine. It basically just means this fight is going to take longer than it would have. But fortunately, he's cooperating now. He's not throwing his special 1, which is great. We don't want that. We're going to go in and keep hitting him. It's the power focus 1 as well, so that's why he was gaining power so slowly. But fortunately, we do push him to the special 2, which is great. Right here, he enters his second life. He throws the special 1 again, not what we want. He's not unblockable though, so that's fine. We're going to basically just wait this out for him to decay until he gets down to 30%. And right here, we're going to heavy counter him with our heavy, so lock in the degen, but he's got no death spores, so we're going to have to try to stay close to him while we build up those death spores. Right here, he goes unblockable, which I did not anticipate that happening so early. So we're going to throw our special 3 here. We're going to take a few death spores off and get some extra bonus damage afterwards. It's not going to be a lot, but this kind of buys me a little bit of time to figure out what to do now afterwards while he's unblockable. He throws the special 1. Fortunately, the last part of it is not unblockable, and he loses that unblockable as well. So perfect. We're going to heavy counter again. Going to get the degen in without any death spores though. We're going to go in with a combo. We're going to use the special 1, and I thought it would finish him off. It didn't quite. We're just going to wait out a heavy attack, and we're going to go in and take him down. So definitely not the smoothest fight, not the perfect fight for Omega, but we get the full attack bonus, and I was never worried about it at all. So we finish strong, and we finish off the war, and that is our last fight of this war. But we do have an extra treat here. We do have some footage from the boss kill by One Above You. Again, he killed the Thing boss in one shot in our first war, so he is going to take this Apocalypse boss here in our second war, and we have this footage from him. Obviously, he's using Ghost to take down this rank 3 6-star Apocalypse, and he's playing really well to start. The phasing is working out perfectly. Right here, he's going to have to take some block damage from his special 1, but for the most part, this Apocalypse is playing into him. He's playing aggressive. The Hazard Shift Poison Incinerate node is still linked on him, so every time he hits him, he's going to be poisoned or incinerated, or has a chance to be at least, and then when he phases, he purifies it and turns it into Fury. He timed the special 1 perfectly there, so he dexed and phased the entire thing, so he took no block damage. Obviously, Apocalypse right here is getting a little passive. He's not playing into the phase. He gets a really good intercept right there, though. He's going to have to take some block damage from this special 1. He got backed into the corner right there a little early, so I got a little worried for him initially. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get out of it okay. It looks like he is. He's going to have to take some more block damage from the special 1 there. He does a really good job of dexing the last hit of it, though, so he's able to avoid some block damage. His Ghost is also at rank 3, I believe, so she's got a lot of hit points. Right here, I believe he's trying to bait out this special 1 again, but while doing this, he's kind of backing up into a corner again, so right here, he definitely is up against the wall, but he's able to phase the entire special attack, so that timing worked out well. This time it did not. He's going to have to take this special 1 on the block, dex the last part of it, and again, the Apocalypse gets a little passive right here. I don't think that's what he wanted. The timing, again, not working out with his phase. That's got to be frustrating. And this is definitely kind of a longer fight because obviously with that Fury that he's getting from the poison and incinerates, He's triggering Protect, but landing an attack with Ghost phasing counts as intercept, so it does remove the protection. But because the attack is critically and doing so much damage, he re-triggers it, so it's kind of like this never-ending Protect cycle sometimes, it seems like, with Ghost. I still think she's a good counter and a good boss killer for Apocalypse. Guillotine 2099 is also really good. But right now, this last special one that he took dealt some serious damage through his block, and now he's down to like 10% health. Apocalypse is still at 30 or so, I think. So this fight got a little dicey right here. I can imagine he's a little freaked out, but he phased the special one perfectly right there. So that was really clutch. That timing worked out really well. He's not throwing the special 2 because the damage from it will definitely trigger the Protect. Right here, he had to dex most of that special 1 because he knew the block damage would kill him. He managed to do it. That was huge. He's going to throw a special 3 here. The special 3 does not trigger the Protect, I know. So I believe that's why he's doing it. But he's already over 100 hits. This is a long fight. And the Apocalypse did not attack. He did not get aggressive while he was phasing there. He times it right here, so he's able to phase the entire special 1. Apparently his iPhone is not backed up, so that interrupts the fight briefly. It didn't let him throw him off, though, which was great. Big credit to him. That would have definitely distracted me. But right here, the Apocalypse is almost down. He's going to throw the special 2. And he gets the one shot just barely. He's got a minute left, like 7% health. But man, big time boss kill right there. That's his second solo of the season. Bravo to him. That definitely did help contribute to us getting the win here. So that puts us at 1-1 on the season. As an alliance, as a battle group, we all played much better this war. Possibly with me being the only exception, dying twice this time. I died in our first war, but that was a timeout. This time, I just flat out made several mistakes and ended up with 2 deaths. But ultimately, the team played very well, and we got the win, so that's all that really matters. Bravo to our opponents. They played really well as well. I think they had a pretty good war. They also had perfect diversity, so with our diversity not being at 150, we knew we would have to win with the attack bonuses and defender kills. So ultimately it worked out in our favor, but I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the boss solo cameo again, and we'll hope to catch you in the next video where we can hopefully string together a second win on the season. See ya.